Sports card hobby family, thank you for joining me here today for a special episode, the inaugural, the first ever episode here, the PSA eBay store watch party. Something that I have noticed here over the last few months, and I'm sure you might have noticed it too, now that there's a lot of integration between PSA and eBay, of course, is that PSA quickly turning into one of, if not the largest, consigners of sports cards on eBay. They are growing rapidly. Lots of great cards, lots of hidden gems that I'm finding the PSA eBay store tied to the PSA Vault. And so what we're going to do, this is going to be fun, is we're going to look every week. I'm going to have a show that's dedicated to looking at all these cool cards that are popping up here. A lot of fresh grades that are just going out on eBay, and you might miss these cards. So I think it's important that we touch on this. And so I thought this would be a fun show. If you want to support the channel, I will have my eBay affiliate link down in the video description as well as in the pinned comments. You can follow along, and if you do click on the eBay affiliate, of course, I will get a small commission for each item that you do purchase. And also, we've got the PSA grading special, $25 off for first-time graders. It's the SCD25 code at the shipping and billing screen. If you're new to grading with PSA, take advantage, take $25 off, only a one card minimum. All right, let's turn the camera around and get this party started. Hobby family, welcome back. It is another episode of the Sports Card Dad. We've got a special one today, as I said in my little intro. We are going to be checking out the PSA eBay store and all the goodness that is there right now. Let's just go ahead and fire it up. As I said in the intro, I'm going to have a link down in the video description, the pinned comments. It'll take you directly to the PSA eBay store, and something that's really taken hold here over the next few months, and I expect it to expand, is a lot more people are grading cards with PSA and then going ahead and putting them onto eBay to sell on eBay. And many don't realize there's a few different options to do this. You can set it up as an auction. You can set it up as a buy it now. There's a variety of different options here, and it continues to get better and better. Of course, along the ticker down below, if you are new to PSA and you're like, man, I'd love to sub, we've got the $25 off their one card minimum for first-time submitters. It's the SCD25 promo code at the shipping and billing screen. So why don't we start off with an iconic card? I've pulled up a bunch of different cards across a variety of different sports. We're going to talk, of course, about a classic hobby card, the 86 Fleer number 57 Jordan. This one is in a PSA 8. And one thing that I have noticed is there's a few different copies that are running at auction right now for this card. There's 8s, there's 7s. I think I even saw some 6s. And so this is a great opportunity, especially when you see a few of these kind of running around the same time. And when this releases, there'll probably be, for all the cards I'm looking at today, there'll be some buy it nows, but most of these will be ending in the next day or two. So you'll be able to kind of see where prices are lining up compared to, where they've been at. This is a card in particular that I absolutely want to own. I do not own an 86 Fleer. It's been on the radar for a long time. I treat this similar to a vintage card. I know 1986 is not necessarily vintage, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And for me, I want the copy that fits my collection the best. And it's going to depend on which copy looks the best for me and the price point and that sort of a thing. And that's how I treat these 86 Fleer cards. Sometimes I've seen 7s that look fantastic compared to 8s and 9s. And so it's really just about which copy is best for you. But there are some really nice copies here on the PSA eBay store that are running right now for this classic card. All right. And next up, of course, yes, it is Caleb Williams, the Downtown. This is the gold version out of 10. It's a PSA 9, but of course, there's only 10 copies of this. This one's sitting here with a few days left at over $4,000 already. Will Caleb Williams bring the Chicago Bears back to the promised land? Of course, they got my Saints head coach, who was a fantastic defensive coordinator. Dennis Allen is now the defensive coordinator for the Bears. And then, of course, they've got Johnson from the Lions, the OC, that is now the coach, the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And frankly, I think this is the toughest division. I think it's the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Bears. It is a brutal division, and they will be battling it out. But I think the Bears got better here in the offseason. And you can see here with the Downtowns being so popular, and this, of course, being the gold version out of 10, the rookie year version, if you will. We'll see where this one ends, but man, over $4,000 so far. All right, next up, we've got the hottest player in baseball and World Series champion. He can pitch, he can hit, and I just thought this one looked really cool. I mean, frankly, I know that Ohtani has got a lot of autograph cards. There's a lot of different options. This one is from his rookie year, Topps Chrome, the purple refractor, numbered to 250. It's in a PSA 9 holder. It's got a nice autograph. It looks to be on card to me. I don't think that that's a sticker. That it just looks too big to be on a sticker. I could be wrong there, but this one's sitting at over $4,000 again with 3 or 4 days left. And again, this guy, it's interesting to me how so much money has moved. It feels like it's moved from Mike Trout to Ohtani. I remember going back, what was it, 3, 4, 5 years ago, Mike Trout was the hobby darling for modern baseball card collectors. Not to say that people don't still buy Trout cards, but Ohtani certainly has taken the reins as the favorite here, along with a lot of other great modern players and rookies that are coming up. This is a fantastic looking card. Speaking of up-and-comers, we've got the Orlando Magic Paolo Banchero 2022 National Treasures patch auto. This one is numbered to 99, and it is sitting at a little over $2,200 as of recording. Again, we still got a couple days left on it, and this is an interesting player, one that has risen, rising star in Orlando. Orlando, I think, is sitting as the 8th seed in the playoff race. They're not making a title run this year. It's too tough. They're in the East, but this is a cool card if you are a Magic collector, if you are a Banchero collector. This is one of those top tier versions, and will he continue to ascend as a young star? Of course, we're coming up to the end of some of these great careers with LeBron, Steph, Kevin Durant, some of the others that are kind of aging up and out of the league. There will be that next crop of stars. Somebody has to win championships, and we'll see what happens here with Paolo. But this is one of those cards, again, if you are a prospector, if you're a speculator for modern basketball players and cards, this is a very interesting one. Oh, yes. Yep. So we got the 2000 SPX Proof Tom Brady autograph card. Cool. It is the rookie card, and it has got an inscription. I'm all about the inscriptions. And this one is inscribed 7-time Super Bowl champ with the Brady autograph on it. Just an overall cool card. I mean, look, Brady autographs are never going out of style. It doesn't feel like I'm a little iffy on his broadcasting skills, to be perfectly honest with you, but his career speaks for itself. I don't think that anyone is really going to be able to topple Tom Brady, at least anytime soon. Patrick Mahomes is the closest to it. He's still got a long way to go if he is going to come within the same galaxy as the GOAT here. And so here you have a really nice auto too. It's the on-card auto, not streaky at all. It's a near mint 8 with an auto 10 grade, a PSA auto 10 grade. Very cool, unique card. We'll go back over to the downtowns. Jaden Daniels took the league by storm this last year. I don't know, though. Will Jaden Daniels continue to do his thing, or is it going to be a CJ Stroud type scenario for the sophomore season? Look, I've been watching football for a long time, and what I've seen really is teams, once they get some tape on you, once they see your tendencies, defenses and defensive coordinators are able to game plan against you, it becomes tougher, and it's really hard to stay elite status when we're talking about top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Jaden Daniels looked amazing. The Commanders as a whole, a team that feels like it's on the rise. They traded for Marshawn Lattimore for my Saints. They've had some nice free agency pickups, and then we've still got the draft ahead of us. The Commanders look to be in command, if you will, pun intended, of the NFC East, but I'm sure the Eagles will have something to say about that. The defending Super Bowl champs, they're absolutely loaded. These downtowns, man, they are so popular in the hobby, whether it be with collectors, speculators, repackers, everybody wants these cards. You've got a PSA 10 Daniels downtown from his rookie year, and it's over $2,000 with a couple days to go. Promise we'll get into some other sports as well here soon, but I couldn't help but pull up the 2007 Topps co-signers, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, and Tom Brady. It is numbered out of 20. Again, just a really unique card going back in time. This is, of course, playing days, Tom Brady. Not playing days, Terry Bradshaw or Joe Montana, but just to have a triple auto with all 3 of them on it. I thought this was just a cool card to pull up, sitting at $1,800 with a day or so left to go. All right, hockey card collectors, rejoice here. This is just a sweet looking card. I'm not a massive hockey card collector, but I know that Ovechkin is very, very close to breaking the Great One's all-time goals record, which seemed really insurmountable going back just not that long ago, and he has been on a tear, hanging in there, and he is, I think he's 7 or 8 goals away. He's very, very close. This one, I do like the fact that at least Upper Deck here, this is going back to 2005. I looked at the back of the card. It is not a game-worn patch. It is player-worn, but it's very clearly identified. Beautiful-looking patch, though, here. And, of course, just those early Upper Deck cards going back to the early 2000s. It's kind of similar to Fleer, the early 2000 Fleer autos as well. and the mem cards, just a very underrated part of the hobby, I think, are cards like this. This one's sitting at $12.50 at time of recording with a day or two left at auction. Oh, this is exactly the card you thought I was going to pull up, right? This is right in the wheelhouse. Craig Hodges. You're thinking, why are we talking about Craig Hodges? Well, PSA set collectors and that are looking for PSA 10s, this is one of those cards that you have to have. 87 Fleer, to me, again, this is one of those classic, I'm an 80s, 90s nostalgia nerd, and this is one of those classic sets. The Jordan card out of this set, I love it. The Bird card is also awesome. This design, again, it's so retro. Absolutely love this set, and this is a tough card to find. And one other thing I wanted to point out, too, on these listings, you can check the PSA Pop Report. And right here, you've got that there's 60 PSA 10s for Craig Hodges. So when people are set collecting and they're trying to collect, all the different 10s, they can very quickly see, okay, how many are available? Is this a good price? So they can compare prices. How many are out there? When's the last one that sold? This is all information that is available out there. But the fact that you can just get the pop report so quickly here is awesome. So here you have Craig Hodges, which I remember him being on the Bulls, but right here, he's on the Milwaukee Bucks. And this is a classic set in a PSA 10. All right, we got here our boy Wembanyama, the alien. Man, I am just I'm honestly just really upset about his injury. It'd be one thing if it was a foot, it'd be one thing if it was a knee, but the fact that it's blood clots and there's some uncertainty there, I just really, really hope that he's able to sort this out and still have a long career, because watching this guy play, and I've said this before on other videos, watching this guy play defense, I really enjoy watching him play defense, even more so than his offense, where he can just glide down and dunk very easily. It feels like he's just gliding down the court, but watching this guy defend, especially against other huge guys like Giannis, this is something that the NBA really needs. They need a Victor Wembanyama in the league. He is just so unique of a player, the way that he can score and defend on both sides of the court. And this is a lucky envelopes, select lucky envelopes numbered to 8. It is in a PSA 10. How many do we have? How many 10s we've got? There's only 1 10. So this is a pop 1 for right now. Of course, this is out of 8. So there's only 8 copies. There is 1 10 so far. This one's sitting with a day or so left at $1,000. There's one bid on it, sitting here in the PSA store, probably newly graded. All right. I know your vintage card collectors are like, dude, where is the vintage baseball? It's right here. This is, again, just another absolute classic. Satchel Paige rookie card, 53 tops, an all-time set. This one is in a 1. I'll be honest with you, though. Oh, okay. I see it. It's right down here. So we've got some paper loss. It's dinged up pretty badly down here. And so this is why you have it as a 1. But man, if you're just looking at the coloring, the registration on this thing, it looks pretty good. It's got some dings for sure, but I've seen some ones that look pretty rough. And so this one to me actually looks pretty nice. And so this is an example of a card where you can set it up in the PSA Vault as a bin. So you don't necessarily have to run it at auction. It can be run at auction, or you can set it as a buy it now in the PSA store. A lot of eyeballs hitting this particular account, the PSA eBay store. And so here you go. Really nice copy of the 53 top Satchel Paige. All right, we'll stay on vintage baseball. High grade version of the 68 tops Mickey Mantle number 280. And again, we've got another buy it now option here at $17.25. You can always check PSA data here to kind of see, okay, we've got 1,234 currently in an 8. And this is the last stop before you get into the 9s and the 10s. And then, of course, pricing gets a lot higher just because of the scarcity with the 9s and the 10s. So this is the last stop here at a PSA 8 before pricing really goes nuts. A lot of people are collecting the runs for Mantle, for each year. And this is a popular one, the 68 tops with the batting stance. It's a great card. Also wanted to bring attention to you can just search within the store, the PSA eBay store. I just put 1997 metal basketball, 185 results. And you can see here, there's a lot of auctions being run. Kobe, we got the Jordan, we got the Kobe in a PSA 6. For those 90s insert lovers that are just like, hey, you know what? I see that you've got a zillion listings here. You've got 100,000 listings. How can I just search for what I want? Very conveniently, you can search for buckets like 97 metal basketball. You can search very specific cards. You can look at just the ones that are at auction. You can look at just the ones that are at buy it now. So many different options. The Iverson, love this card. Ooh, check it out. 1998 Skybox Molten Metal Fusion Titanium, the Penny Hardaway. Man, if Penny Hardaway could have just stayed healthy, my goodness. Oh, we've got a mix of some Looney Tunes in here as well, 97 metal. So as you can see, lots of different options. here, and you can just search away. I spend a lot of time here. I'll end it here with one of the cards that I want, that I'm targeting here. We've got a bin of a great looking 52 Topps Willie Mays. It's in a PSA 4, just an all-time classic card. And look, whether it's vintage baseball cards, whether it's modern baseball, football, ultra modern stuff that just came out, keep in mind, a lot of cards, they're going to get graded and then they're just going to get moved right over onto eBay direct from grading. So that's why I think it's important to save the eBay store, the PSA store, to your saved searches, to your saved stores. And that way you're able to be notified as new cards come up. Of course, you've got your saved searches, but again, a lot of cards are going to just be graded very quickly, especially new product. If you're a singles buyer and you're trying to get, man, as soon as this stuff gets graded, I want to be on top of it and be able to see kind of where price points are. That's where the PSA eBay store can be a fantastic help. And so guys, thank you very much for watching this first show. We're going to do these every week. Just take a look at a lot of different cards. Let me know in the comments if there are certain sets, if there's certain cards you would like to look at moving forward. And for all of those that are using the eBay affiliate link down below as you're making eBay purchases, I very much appreciate you. It does help support the channel. Everybody have an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and we'll talk to you again later.